it's Sam, the beginner crafter. Welcome to the 2024 wrap-up and goals for 2025 and a whip parade at the same time. So I'm going to show my projects that I've worked on, and some of them finished in 2024. And I will talk about my plans and goals for 2025. We have to start with things that I can't really show you because either I gave them as presents to other people, or because I timed it badly, they are in the wash. So I'll show you pictures that I have from when I've been working on them and finishing them, but I just can't show them to you live. So the first one is doves, and this is a project that I made for my friend's wedding. And another project that I also did as her wedding present, however, I finished it much later, and that's the heart butterflies with a hanger and also their names and the date of the wedding. So that was cross stitching, and also I test knitted 2 projects for Clara Pushin from My Cup of Yarn, and that was Olival top and Ruska Pullover. Actually, Ruska Pullover was the first project that I started in 2023, and I finished it in 2024, if I remember correctly. And Olival top, that was another project that I test knitted for her. And I can't show them because they are in the wash. I have one more finish when it comes to knitting, and this is a finish I hadn't shown before because it was a secret test knit for Kutowa Kika. So I'm super proud of that I managed to test knit something for her. It was a test knit for her book, Knits to Wear. It came out in November, and I test knitted the Send Me a Postcard top. So this is this one, and this is what it looks like as well. And because it was a secret test knit, we were asked not to show our knits before the book was released. And because of the way I do things in my channel, I finished it in August, and there was no point in showing it in November or December when the book was released, because I did not finish it that month. So I didn't really have a chance to show it off. So this is my chance to finally do it. So this is my Send Me a Postcard top. I made it in gray because I liked it much more than the pink. I'm definitely not a pink type of person. So this is the front, and this is the back. As you can see, the back has a bigger, a deeper neckline, which is by design. However, this is a reversible top. You can wear it both ways. I remember some test knitters said that the neck on the front was way too high for them for it to be comfortable. I did not have this problem at all. So for me, everything was great in that. The only thing that I agree with test knitters is the sides here. They are slightly also like deeper on the front. So you see the breast a little bit, or the bra, depends on what you're wearing underneath, if you're wearing anything. So you can see it slightly when you're wearing it front on the front, and when I'm wearing it back to front, it doesn't show at all. So I guess that's the only issue that we had when test knitting. I'll be honest, I haven't really compared the pattern here when I was test knitting and the pattern that is in the book. So I know that Kika read our comments and she made some adjustments already, but I haven't really checked how this was resolved, but I imagine it was resolved in some way. I mean, that's why you test knit. So that was the test knit that I wasn't able to show you before. And here's the hem, the ribbing hem that I really like. My usual issue, and I don't know whether this is something that will improve with time, whether I need to use a special technique or just get over with it, is there is a big difference between a stockinette stitch when it's in the round and a stockinette stitch when it's back to front. Like, you can see that the stitches behave differently, they look differently, and it might be the way I'm purling. I mean, the way I purl stitches is completely different to anything I've seen, and on the purl side, it looks to me exactly the same as all the other version of making a purl stitch. But maybe this is the problem with the front. Maybe that's why I should maybe practice doing the purl stitch the normal way. Although to me it just, there's a lot of unnecessary movement for me with purl stitching, so I'm not very keen on trying that. But maybe I should at least test knit some swatches and have a look whether it changes the way the fabric later on looks, because I have a big difference between stockinette in the round and stockinette back to front. You can clearly see that the stitches behave differently, so maybe this is what I should do. Check just how things will look, and hopefully this will improve my knitting and all the things that I will be making in the future. And a few more finishes. First, my first sashiko project, a dish towel. I still need to wash it, iron it, and get rid of some of those because I still haven't had the time to put the finishing touches on it, but the project itself, like the sashiko part, is done, so I'm happy about it. And mini Marvellous garden, which is absolutely finished. That was the goal for the year, to finish it, and I made it. Now the only thing left is also to wash it, iron it, and get it to the framers, but it will take me a long time before I frame anything, so maybe let's make it as a goal for the next decade, not really anytime soon, to be honest. And I think that's, no, that's not everything. There's also the filet crochet coasters, diamond. I made them this year, especially this one that I was making for the tutorial. So I also made a tutorial for the filet crochet coaster, and I'm making a series of playing suits playing card suits. The heart was last year, well, 2023. In 2024, I recorded and published the diamond. I still have to record and publish what's left, spades and club. Yeah, so I still need to record first club, because this is for me the logical way, the club, and then the spades also. And I will link either the video for the diamond or the whole playlist with tutorials, so that if you are interested in making a coaster like this with a diamond pattern inside it, or maybe this heart, you can have a look. And in the future also the other suits from playing card series. And I think that's all when it comes to finishes for the year. I will only say that with Mini Marvellous Garden, I stitched 22,007 stitches this year to have it finished. So quite a lot of stitching, and by the number of stitches you can clearly see that this was my main piece for the year, for the majority of the year. Okay, now the projects that I was working on during the year, but I still haven't finished. So I will always also talk about my goals for those projects. So the first and the most important project for me to finish this year is the test knit for Clara Pushin from My Cup of Yarn, the Leto sweater. And I have the body without the neckline hem, one sleeve without the hem, and I started the second sleeve, or the other sleeve. There aren't any more than two, luckily. So this is what I have so far, and what I want to do is, well, I have to finish it this year, obviously, but the way I have my goals set for 2025 is each goal gets 3 levels, because, let me show you last year. When I have my goals for 2024, it was either done or not done, and I have quite a lot of not done. Even though I partially did something, I didn't complete it, and it just doesn't look great. So for 2025, I decided to divide my goals into 3 levels, so that I have a bigger chance of completing something and just feeling more proud of myself. So for the Leto sweater, the deadline set by Clara is the end of March, so that's level 1. Level 2 would be if I manage to finish this sweater by the end of February, and level 3 if I finish it by the end of January. That's what I want to do, what I want to make myself, well, push myself to do. And well, I know that I will complete some level of the goal, but hopefully it will be level 3, not just level 1, but we'll see. So that's what I still have to knit. And in this sweater, I guess you don't see it very much, the difference between back and front and knitting in the round, and there is no more back to front knitting, so I guess you just won't really see the difference when it comes to knitting anymore. But maybe if I start a new project, I will try to focus on that, on making pearls a different way, to try to make the difference invisible, or at least not very visible. In this one you can see that it's not really visible, but we'll see how that turns out if I practice something new. So this is the first project I need to get going in the new year, so that it's done, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I have a sweater to wear in, I guess, lighter, like warmer months, because it's not a very heavy sweater. So yeah, I hope I'll finish it pretty quickly. Then another knitting project, and something I worked on last year. This is my wishbone sweater. I started it in June, I think. Yes, I started it in June. So in 6 months, this is how much I've managed to make. I love it. I love the design, absolutely. And it's really great to make, now that I have the hang of it, because the beginnings were cruel. I remember I frogged the neckline a few times because there was something wrong going on. I think I have a mistake here. I think I have one round missing, like I skipped it for some reason. But I don't really see it like when I'm looking at the pattern. For wishbone sweater, my goals are well, the level 3 is obviously finish it this year. Level 2 would be finish upper back and front. And level 1 is finish upper body. Right now I'm doing chart A, it's called. I still have about 15 rounds to make it. Then you, I think, continue working in the round for quite some time for this upper body. So there's still quite a lot of stitches, quite a lot of rounds, I think, to make before level 1 is finished. But I still think that level 1 is absolutely manageable. Level 2 also should be, pretty much, depending on what happens in life. Level 3 is manageable. I mean, I think I could make it, but it also depends on what's happening during the year, because I might also start something new that would be very interesting to me, or I might start test knitting, which again involves a very serious deadline. I would like to be able to wear this sweater this year, but we'll see. I'm trying to set the goal so that I complete something for all my projects, because I have quite a lot of projects, but so that I can feel accomplished basically every time with every project, so that I do something, so that I'm not, even if I forget about a project for a while, it gets lost, or I don't have a thread or yarn for it and I have to wait before I can order it, so that I still have a chance to complete something, to reach some kind of goal. So it would be great to finish the sweater this year. I would love it to happen. But at least I want this upper body finished so that then you divide and you knit back and front. But because of the way the stitches are in here, I don't think there will be any difference between stitching in the round and stitching back and front, because it's not a stockinette stitch. And I think this is, you usually see the difference in the stockinette stitch, and it's not here. Another project I worked on this year and I have to finish is the lotus rug. Now, the lotus rug, because it's very, very close to being finished, I had to divide those levels into some really weird, basically short goals. For level 1, I need to reach around 60 or finish round 60. And right now I am at round 57. So level 1 comes pretty quickly. Then level 2 is finish row 64, and level 3 is to finish the whole rug, which I think will happen, and hopefully will happen in the first quarter of the year, because I'm really close. It's basically 10 rounds and a bit. I don't remember how advanced I am in round 57, but the whole rug has 67 rounds, so just 10 more and I'll be done with the rug. It will be finished. So I'm quite happy with it. Like I said in my last video, when I was showing what I did in December, if I had remembered to take the yarn with me, I could have been much more advanced. I'm not sure if I would have finished it, because I don't know if I have enough yarn, but I will be much more advanced with it than I am now. But still, this goal, I think, shouldn't be a problem to complete in the level 3 even, because 10 more rounds, and I started the lotus rug in May, and since May I crocheted 57 rounds, so 10 more rounds shouldn't really be a problem, even though they are much larger rounds than the 10 rounds, for example, in the center. But still, it really shouldn't be a problem, and I really hope to finish this rug soon, hopefully in the first quarter of the year. And I think when it comes to projects like that, so knitting or crocheting, this is what I was doing this year. I mean, in 2024. Now the cross-stitching projects, or maybe first let's go with blackwork. So this is the 2024 Stitch Along by Peppermint Purple, and I remembered about it in December, and that's why I only have so little of that. And to be honest, I did not set my goals very, very high for this project for the next year, because level 3 even is just 10 fillers. The reason why is I also have 2020 blackwork sal to finish, and I don't think I touched it in 2024, so I need to get back to it. And there is 2025 starting, and I saw that Peppermint Purple actually posted the first filler today, so it's already starting. So I have 3 blackwork stitch alongs to manage. This one I think I want to get the most advanced. So level 3 goal is 10 fillers, which is a fifth of the year. But because I have so many things going on, I really want to be able to complete things. Completing a year would be a dream, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. So, unfortunately, I'm quite modest here, and it's just finishing 2 fillers this year is level 1. 5 fillers is level 2 and 10 fillers is level 3. That's what I have. Editing Gosia here. Well, I've had a look and I decided to change my goals a little bit and be more ambitious because I realized I would probably complete the goal, at least the level 1 goal, in the first week, and that would be a little bit too fast. So for Blackwork 2024, the level 1 goal is now 4 fillers, level 2 10 fillers, and level 3 17 fillers. And I will come back with my edits every once in a while because some goals did change. Then Miranda, because Miranda will be my focus piece for the year. Because Miranda right now is my oldest project. I started Miranda in 2019, so it was the end or close to the end of 2019, so it is 5 years and a bit, but I am at 41%, I think, only. So I want to make it my focus piece for the year. One of the first things I will have to do is to engineer adding fabric. That's going to be a challenge, how to make it work. I know it's going to be a little bit bulky and I am mentally prepared for that. It's going to be bulky, fine. My bigger worry is how to make it so that you don't see the edges and that they don't fray. This will be a bigger challenge, and I'm still working out the kinks of it. So we'll see how that goes. Now with Miranda, my level 1 goal is to get to 50% of the project. This is level 1 goal. This is about 9% of the whole piece. I don't remember how many stitches that is, but I think about 20,000, maybe a bit less. But somewhere around that. Level 2 is 3 pages, and I'll be counting those pages, not the ones that I started here. I want 3 pages finished for level 2, and for level 3 to finish the row. I will have to check if the row is like the same as in here, so like I'm about in a half, although it could be less because somewhere here was the center point. So actually the row will be shorter. It's editing M again. I did check and turns out actually one row is not full 3 pages. So level 2 now becomes finish the row, and I've changed level 3 to also complete half of the next row. So those will be the changes for Miranda, because otherwise it just wouldn't make sense. Level 3 would be smaller than level 2. Maybe mid-year, when I see that it's going really well with Miranda, I will update the goal levels. But for now, this is what I want to make. I mean, I'll be at least over halfway through with this project, hopefully much more. But because I know that engineering this adding of the fabric, this is going to take me a while. Even though this is my focus piece, I still didn't want to create a super burden on myself this year, and because like I said, I want to feel the sense of achievement with every project that I have. So Miranda is the most important, but also I know that there will be stuff happening that don't involve stitching itself, but it will be work for progress happening in this project. What I'm happy about with what I did this year is that you can see the leg of the lady, well, the dress of the lady happening. So you can already see more than the sky and the sea, so that's great. I have finished some pages, like there aren't any confetti stitches even happening, so this is great. And this is also an improvement I've made for my tracker of what I stitched for the year, because I did add a column for any milestone that I achieved each month, because I sometimes forget. If I achieved a milestone somewhere like in the first half of the month, I remember I did something, but I don't necessarily remember what it was. Like whether it was finishing a page, whether it was reaching some kind of percentage, although sometimes you do see that in the app, but it's not always like that. So I added a column to add it and to make sure I know what I did. So that's what's happening with Miranda, and yeah, I hope in the future Miranda is going to get a lot of work done. This year, in total, I stitched 10,584 stitches, and you can see the difference between this year and last year. Well, when I started Miranda, I took the picture of all my whips on the 1st of January, so that I can compare and you can compare how much I've stitched, how much the picture has changed between now and, well, between then and now. So between the 1st of January 2024 and the 1st of January 2025. So that's the difference. Then the second piece is Avarice. And Avarice was my focus piece in 2024 after I finished Mini Marvellous Garden. In Avarice, I stitched 12,756 stitches, so you can also see that it was a focus piece for at least some part of the year. And again, you can compare how much was stitched in January and how much it's stitched now. I basically finished the whole row. I still have some stitches to make over there, especially on those last pages, but there are some white stitches also elsewhere. But I will continue now and I will go down. So the goals for Avarice are to reach 20%, this is level 1, finish 2 pages, so right there, and level 3 is to get to 25%, which will be quite a feat, because right now I'm at 15.8%, so that's whole 10% to make in 1 year. And with 7 Deadly Sins that this project is a part of, 10% is a lot of stitches, but I hope I will get there as well, but at least those 20%, because if I get with this to 20% and with another project to 10%, I will start the third one in the series, but I don't have it as a goal for this year, so it's not like I have to get there, but it would be nice to get to 25%, because with this, these projects, the 7 Deadly Sins, they're huge projects. Like what I have gridded, this is just half of the project. So it's a lot of stitching. So the more I can stitch, the better with those, because there will be 7 of them in total. And at some point, I think I will be working on all 7 of them. It would be nice to see the progress happening. So this is what I have with Avarice, and you can see the face of the lady. You can see those circles with symbols of a given sin. So in here with Avarice, they're diamonds. I'm looking forward to working more in the bottom part, because I think the lady is wearing like a golden dress. Golden brown, I guess you can say, but there will be brighter colors. Like there is a lot of black and dark brown, and even though black is the most used thread in this project, I think visually the golden yellowish light brown colors are also like a big part of the project. They are just much lower than what I'm stitching now. And Envy, I have very little. Envy was the project that I did not finish the goal for, because I was supposed to get to 5%. But I didn't. I am at 2%. So for year 2025, the level 1 goal is to finish the page, then level 2 to get to 5%, and level 3 is to have 2 pages finished. It would be nice to get to 10%, I'm not going to lie, but with Envy, I have a problem with threads. I've been looking for a few colors that are those white areas over there, and it's very difficult to get some of the colors. So I think this might be a bit problematic. I mean, yes, in here there aren't that many stitches of them, but they might be happening also somewhere here, and it's just going to make me annoyed, and it will make me spend time looking for those threads instead of just stitching. So I haven't set that goal to get to 10%, even though, like I said, I would like it to happen so that I can start the 3rd project. But to be honest, I don't want to start such a big project this year yet. I am giving myself space and time for starting a smaller project for whatever will be happening this year, whatever will strike my fancy, whatever it's going to be interesting, maybe test stitching for someone, or things like that, a present for someone. But I will leave the starting of the new project for next year, I think, unless this year goes super smooth and I actually have loads of time to stitch, loads of patience to stitch, then why not? I'm not closing myself to starting the 3rd project, but it's not something I really need to start this year. So we'll see. But I haven't really set, even as a level 3, 10% with Envy. But I can always revisit. Just like with Miranda, I can always revisit the goals mid-year and see whether I should push myself to work a bit harder with it as well. So we'll see. But for now, 10% is not something I think about achieving. And then a whip. A whip that I had been working on since well, at least 2020, because I remember I had it as a goal for 2021. Mexican, stitch the project to the pillowcase, because there is a pillowcase happening. So for 5 years, I had it as a goal and I haven't done it. So I started this year. I started finishing it this year because I remembered about it in December, obviously. And I have one side stitched together. So what I want to happen is to obviously finish it this year. And now that I have the thread, it sits next to me. I should finish it this year finally. But I also needed to divide the goals into 3 parts. So level 1 is to stitch the second side, level 2 is to stitch the third side, and level 3 is to finally have it finished. And I can't wait until it happens because seriously, 5 years for stitching 2 pieces of fabric together is more than enough. It was sitting there waiting for much longer than me stitching the whole pattern. And obviously right now you can't really see the pattern of it because I am stitching on the left sides. So this is the left side, this is the left side. And once I get to the 4th side, I will turn it inside out, or actually outside in, and then stitch the rest on the outside, where there will be left sides facing one another, or wrong sides facing one another. So I'm glad I started finishing it, but I just so embarrassed for not working on it for such a long time when it's really a short thing to do. But I also have quite a few other projects that are very much long in the waiting for them to be finished. And I haven't even touched them in 2024, even though some of them were a goal for 2024. And I had a lot of free time in 2024, but it just didn't happen. So I guess we'll talk about those now. The projects I didn't touch, or at least I think I didn't touch. Maybe in the first half of the year I did something with them and I forgot to mark it in my spreadsheet. But I really don't remember doing anything on them this year, and it's quite embarrassing. So the first one is the 2020 Blackwork Stitch Along by Peppermint Purple, and I remember what happened here. I just don't remember when it happened. I made a boo-boo. When gridding, I gridded too much, and I didn't know what to do, whether I should rip it, whether I should leave it, whether I should try doing something about it. And I still haven't made my final decision, but I'm more and more convinced about not doing anything about it, just going with the flow, leave the mistake as is, and just invent something to those fillers, and have a quote something like, "This year was crap." Because let's be honest, 2020 was not the best year of our lives most of the time. Even though I thankfully I didn't really have any negative effects of it. But still, 2020 will be remembered as definitely not the fun year. So why not have a memory of it also in the fact that there are mistakes? So I think this is what I'm going to go for. For this stitch along, my goals are also not very ambitious. 1 filler for level 1, 2 fillers for level 2, 5 fillers for level 3. That's what I want for this year. Because like I said, I haven't done anything this year. At least I don't remember doing anything on this project this year. So like, why set a goal that I won't be able to reach? Editing M here. After considering all my goals, I've decided to be a little bit more ambitious about it, and I've changed my level 2 and level 3 goals. So level 2 is now 3 fillers, level 3 is 7 fillers. Then Easter eggs, or actually 1 egg. This is the egg. These are my 4 things that I stitched. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was quite a few years ago. And all I need to do is to glue them. What I did do this year is I did iron them because they were very, very crumpled. So I did iron them, but knowing myself that I can put it in a lot of weird places, I've decided to have level 1 as iron, level 2 as glue it together, and level 3 to finish. As far as I remember, and to be honest, I lost the pattern for it, so I'll have to look for it or wing it. After you glue those things together, I mean, you glue them on the egg, there is a ribbon that you put to cover the joinings between the thingies, and that's what makes it finished. And I know it might take me a while before I get around to it, so that's the level 3 go. And again, this shouldn't really take me a long time, definitely not years, but somehow this is what happens. Another project is the Christmas bubble, but this one needs a bit more work because first I need to cut those things, and first I need to find the pattern that has the size that I need to cut, because I don't know at the moment, and it has to be done in such a way that everything covers this bubble completely. So yeah, this is what I have to do. So level 1 is to cut things, then to glue together, and then to finish. That will be level 3. Then I've got my Crochet Society projects. The owl, the bear. I mean, it's not a bear. It's crochet hook holder. They've also been waiting for a long time for me to get them finished, and I still haven't finished them. I also have a Pikachu that I started a really long time ago, and I still haven't finished it. It was supposed to be a birthday present for my friend, and yeah, this is how long it takes me to finish stuff. So with those Crochet Society projects, I have them as level 1 is 1 finished, level 2 2 finished, and level 3 is 3 finished. Pikachu is not a Crochet Society project, but I think I have something else that I started from Crochet Society and I haven't finished. Or I have like a box where I did one goal, oops, sorry, one project, but I have enough yarn or like other things that were in there, and I can do something with that too. So that would be the third goal for me to finish it. Yeah. And one more thing, bloom between the lines scarf. Another knitting project that I absolutely love. I started bloom between the lines, I think in 2023. Because I don't see it anywhere before that. So I think I started in 2023. So that would be 2 years now. So I want to finish it, basically. I have it as 1 pattern repeat as level 1, 3 pattern repeats level 2, and finish level 3. I think I have 6 more repeats to finish, and then a little bit of like the ending part, but I will have to count again just to make sure. And yeah, I want to have it finished finally, because it's a project that has been sitting for a long time. And the crazy thing is, my scarves that are, you know, one of the shortest projects. I know scarves are long, but they are not wide. They are not super complicated. I remember my twisted root scarf took me a long time to finish. This one takes me a long time to finish. Somehow, tops and sweaters that require much more work. They are much more complicated pieces. I managed to finish them more quickly. So I have to get this scarf going and hopefully finished this year, because it's just, again, embarrassing that it's been waiting for such a long time for me to get around to it and finish it. So I do hope that by sort of gamifying my goals with those levels, I will get myself to work on it and progress on it this year. And I think this is it when it comes to projects I have started and I just need to finish. So now for some new projects. First, sashiko. A bit more of sashiko. Because I quite like the technique. I should have one more package with another pattern, but I forgot where it is. So I will need to find it, and that should be one of the goals. But with sashiko, one project is level 1 goal. Start the second project is level 2 goal, and finish both projects that I have left from my kit is a level 3 goal. And then I have a nice set of dish towels, and I might get round to looking for some new and a bit more elaborate project, because I've seen on the internet absolutely amazing projects like Christmas decorations, and that would look lovely. But I need to practice first this technique. It went well, I think, with my first project, but I just need to, you know, perfect it so that I'm not just a beginner in it by the time I get to some more elaborate and decorative pieces than this one. But this is definitely a plan. Also, diamond painting. I need to get back to it. This is a Christmas present that I got from my best friend. So I'll probably start with this one, but I do have my Harry Potter kit that I ordered quite a few years ago, at least 3 I think, and I still haven't done anything about it. However, with diamond painting, I set my goals quite moderately because it's not a craft I'm like super fond of. I don't enjoy it as much as knitting or cross-stitching. One of the reasons being it requires more space and setup than all the other things. All the other things I can just pack it up and set it aside just next to me. Diamond painting requires a bit more space and also a bit more attention when it comes to not losing the beads. Therefore, it requires specific type of, let's say, preparation from me, and that's why I'm not as fond of doing it. Other than that, I quite like it, so I do hope I will work on it, but my goals are 10% for level 1, 15% for level 2, and 25% for level 3. I did, however, make those goals having Harry Potter in mind, which is, I think, much bigger than this one. So, because this one is 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters, I do hope to get at least to 50% of it and maybe even finish it this year. But like I said, I don't want to push myself too much on this particular craft because it's not my favorite, let's be honest. Oh, I forgot, now I remembered. There is one more project I did this year. I'm not sure if I have a picture of it, so maybe I'll post a fragment of the video if I find it, which I may not. And that will be a problem. I made a card, a birthday card for my present using diamond painting this year. That was also a project that I made. So that will be nice. Another gift that I got for Christmas was this, I don't know what to call it, huge thing of yarn. However, it looks huge, but it only says it's 965 meters, and Scapious Whirl, as far as I remember, it is about the same length. Now I can't find the information. Yeah. And yeah, this is the size difference. I mean, I know I've used a lot, but it's hasn't changed much compared to this one. Yes, this is fingering weight, but the recommended needles and hook is 3.5 and 4 millimeter, and for this one it's 4.5 to 5. There is not much difference. There's just like a size of difference, but look at the difference in the size. It's not as packed as Scapious Whirl usually is, but it's gigantic. And this, what I have in mind is a rug, because the lotus rug, that by definition, by the name is a rug, actually probably will not be a rug because it's too white. And with the puppy, it's not the best idea. to have a white rug. Well, the puppy is no longer a puppy right now because he finished a year. So I'll make a rug out of this yarn. First, I need to find a pattern for it because I think the lotus rug pattern is best for one-colored yarns, or you can use a few colors, but when you can decide when each color starts. With a yarn that changes color itself and you don't know how it changes color, like what the lengths are, I don't think it's a good idea. At least not for me. I know that there are people who absolutely would love this idea. I am not that kind of person. I like to know stuff before. So I will need to find a pattern that works well with a yarn that changes color. So it's more like lacy, for example, and not so intricate and like with front post stitches, back post stitches. So I'll just have to first find a good idea, find the right pattern, and then start making the rug. And also I want to start a sweater, and it's going to be a Pohjola sweater. Oh, it looks like this. And probably the colors will be very, very similar to this one. It's from a book, Knitted Kalevala. So each sweater is inspired by the Finnish, I guess, literary work of art, Kalevala. So I want to make it. Well, make it. Make it is a bad word. Started this year. I have what? Yes, start the chart as level 1 because first you knit something and then you start a chart. For level 2, finish body, and for level 3, finish front and shoulders. So I'm not sure I will finish it this year because I have so many things to do. And I also would like to take part again in some kind of test knitting, preferably 2, like level 3 goal is to apply for the second test knit for the year. So the first is apply for 1, level 2 is finish it, and well, maybe not finish it, take part, because it might be that it will happen, for example, at the end of the year and I won't be able to finish it. And level 3 would be to apply for my second test knit. And I'm using apply because you don't always get accepted for a variety of reasons. And I don't always also apply for test knits because either I don't find the project super interesting or manageable, to be honest, because Kutowa Kika has quite tight deadlines, and when I look at the project, I need to figure out whether I actually will be able to finish it, and sometimes I know I won't, or there's a bigger chance that I won't than I will. So I decide not to even apply because I don't want to create a problem for anyone. If something happens and I'm totally unable to deliver my part, even, you know, applying is not something that I do like automatically just because somebody asks for test knitters, that I can apply, because it really depends on what's happening around that time, and then getting chosen to test knit is another adventure, and you don't necessarily get to convince that you are the best person to do the test knit. So taking part is completely different story. So just applying for the second and applying for the first one is even my goal, so that I find a project that I like and I have the time to do it. And that's why I want to finish the lettuce sweater preferably in January, so that I have more time to stitch other things. So I guess I'll finish the video now so that I can go start crafting this year and start working towards my goals. If you've liked the video, please click the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already to see the progress for all my goals. Comment down below if you have anything to say. I would like to know if you have any goals for your craft adventures, because sometimes what other people do also inspires me to find other designers, other designs in general, and other projects to make, and sometimes even new crafts. And I am a beginner crafter and I like learning new things. I just need to find something that sparks my interest and I feel like I can give it a go. So comment if you have anything like that. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye!